go, Junior. They don't know what time it is.
T-Bug Crawford.
Yeah.
What's going on, you guys? Before Errol Spence Jr. has to deal with a guy like Keith Thurman, he must finish some business with Terrence Bud Crawford. It's a fight that we've been waiting for. There's a fight that we've been waiting for the official announcement. As of right now, it's August 22nd, 2022. We still have no official announcement for this fight. It seems like this fight is going to happen in 2023, if it is going to happen. Now, I got word from behind the scenes a few days ago that this fight is made, that this fight is done. They're looking to make the announcement maybe Monday, right? Then I checked back again, and then they said this fight ain't happening until 2023. It's not happening this year. It's happening next year. And if you look at the timetable, you figure if this fight was to happen in November like they originally was stated, sorry, I'm still losing my voice. If they was originally stated in November, right, that's not enough time, not to mention the other sports are starting up, holiday season. You know, Deontay Wilder's fighting a month prior to that. It's really just not good for a fight of this magnitude to be made in later this year now. It just doesn't seem right, you know. So, according to my sources, whether you want to believe them or not, right, this fight with Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. is happening next year. The fight is done, right? They just wanted to get the date, but it's looking like it's going to be happening next year. I don't see any way it's going to be profitable for it to happen anytime other than next year. So, yeah, November would have been a bad time. Thanksgiving week. Trying to get people to fly out. Ticket prices is going to be extremely high. Flight prices is going to be extremely high. Not to mention the stress and the pressure of getting Christmas together and everything else that comes with that. Just not really a good move for this type of fight. So early 2023 is the word that I got that this fight is going to happen. That's just what it is, you know. I'm still waiting on the official announcement. I'm not quite sure when they plan on announcing this thing. But one would assume if this fight is done, they would have been announced it. They would have been announced it if they had a date anytime sooner than December 2022. If they had any date sooner than that, they would have been announced it because they got to get this promotion going. They got to get the promotion going. They got to get the training camps going. And it's not enough time. At this point, it's not enough time. And I think a lot of fans at this point realize it. I'm just come out and say it. This fight is really done, like they say it is from behind the scenes, right? Then it's not going to happen in 2022. That time has lapsed. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, if we don't get an announcement soon, then I don't see it happening in 2022. I don't see it happening now. So 2023 would be better. January, you know, nothing never really happens in January as far as boxing. I think that would be good. Nice treat for fans after the holidays, the stress of paying for gifts and doing all that stuff, right? Get that out the way. Then next year we got something to look forward to with the Spence and Crawford fight. So I think they still should announce it soon, right? Just so everybody can get prepared for it, so we can start building this thing up in the right way, right? Civil war between Crawford and Spence fans has been pretty toxic over the years, right? It's gotten pretty out of control, out of hand, and I can't wait till it comes to an end. But yeah, man, I'm waiting to see, man, waiting to see what happens. Waiting to see what happens. You know, Keith Thurman was talking his shit. You know, I think that's a big fight for Spence, as you heard in my initial video prior to this one. I think that's a big fight for Spence outside of Crawford. But other than that, man, we got unfinished business with Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the fight that everybody been wanting to see. That's the fight. Well, we gonna see welterweight supremacy, right? You know, that's the fight that we've been talking about for a long time. I ain't really got nothing else to say about it. You know, I've been noticing people talking about resumes and stuff again, resumes and everything like that again. And you know, I say this to the people that still harping on this resume stuff, right? Because people still kind of going back and forth on social media in regards to this fight between Spence and Crawford. But I'll say this in regards to that whole resume thing, which I feel is ridiculous at this particular point in time, because considering Terrence Bud Crawford toughest opponents is also Errol Spence toughest opponents. Kell Brook and Sean Porter. Errol Spence says those are his 2 toughest fights. Guess what? Those are also Terrence Crawford's toughest fights. So this whole resume thing, I see people still kind of harping on that. And that's just a little shot at you guys who still want to bring up this resume thing. I think everything prior to what's happening now with this thing with Crawford and Spence is just moot. It's just irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, we closing in on the next chapter of this fight between Spence and Crawford. Hopefully the fight is really made. Hopefully it's done. And hopefully we can see who's truly the best man. Right? Hopefully we can see who's truly the best man. All this resume stuff, you know, they share common opponents. You know, they share common opponents, and Sean Porter and Kell Brook. And if I'm honest, Terrence Crawford handled those guys a lot better than Errol Spence did. Now, if you want to say that Crawford fought those guys later or when they was out the door, well, we could also say Terrence Crawford's a smaller man, and he still handled these bigger guys a lot better than Errol the Truth Big Fish Spence. So, yeah, man, I mean, I think all that stuff is irrelevant at this point. The civil war between the Crawford and Spence fans is getting out of hand, and I can't wait till it comes to an end, man. I really can't. You know, I really do like Errol Spence Jr. I'm a big fan of Bud, as we all know. But I don't hate Errol Spence, man. Oh, another thing, man. While I'm on this video, this aerosexual thing, this butthole thing, I don't really like it. You notice your boy, but she don't necessarily never say that. I may have said Spencerholics in the past, maybe a couple of years ago, a year ago. I may have said Spencerholics. I feel like I'm one of the first guys to say that. But other than that, I don't really necessarily like the whole aerosexual thing. You don't never hear me saying it or anything like that. And it's for a reason. I don't necessarily like it, because they say that black fighters don't have fans, that fans don't, support them. And then guys be scared to admit that they're fans of a guy because they don't want to be labeled as a sexual. Right. And I want both of these guys to have their fans, So I don't know, man. That's just something I threw in the video real quick. But nonetheless, man, I got word that this fight ain't happening until next year now. It's just simply took too long to negotiate. And it really isn't practical to compete with Wilder in October, and then it's asking people for a lot during the holiday season, not to mention all the pay-per-views we got to pay for leading up until Deontay Wilder with Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. Pay-per-view is coming up. You got to pay for that. Wilder Hellenius, you got to pay for that. There's no other big fights as probably as of right now other than those. As far as pay-per-view is at the top of my head. So yeah, and then we go have to potentially pay for Crawford Spence. Then it's holiday season, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, then Christmas. So yeah, if you celebrate all that. So yeah, I mean, it's not a good time. The flights, the seat's gonna be high. It just doesn't make sense now. So this fight with Crawford and Spence, if it really is done, and according to the sources that I got, man, I guess the people see me as the messenger for this thing. They said it ain't happening until next year. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. And that's just what it is. We're gonna see what happens with this fight. We're gonna see if we get an announcement and tell us when exactly is this thing going down. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.